Another successful finals meeting, and a race meeting where the standards of performance and racing were the highest ever. Our thanks go to our crew of marshals, to the sponsors, and of course to the spectators for their continued support. One racer who didn't race at the finals was Brian Johnson, and we see him here on his Puma Yamaha top fuel bike. He'd been at Avon Park the weekend before, and he set a new world record for top fuel bikes of 6.61 seconds. Technical problems prevented him from coming to the finals. Here we watch him going through his pre-run burnout, prior to the run, which was the run after the world record setting. As you can see, all the problems inherent in running a fuel bike are shown in this run, as Brian gets out of shape and actually clips the 8th mile lights on his way through and does not back up the run on that particular run. Regulations state that he must back up his record pass within 1% at the same event. This is the run on which Brian actually backs up the record. It's the following day and it's the first round of competition, and he's running against Roger Forsyth. Once again he goes through his burnout ritual, gets the tyre hot and sticky. Then the crew push him back before he makes his way up to the start line. On this particular run, Brian runs 6.64 seconds, close enough to give him the world speed record for top fuel motorcycle. You'll see he achieves it smoking the tyre as well. Just shows how much potential there is. Later in the day, in the final, Brian runs 6.67. All these runs with terminal speed well over 200 miles an hour, the fastest being 215. But Brian has a bit of an unusual problem here. Once again the crew push him back and he gets ready to make his quarter-mile run. Can you imagine what it must feel like to go from 0 to 215 miles an hour in 6.5 seconds? There are very few people in the world know that feeling. But as I was saying, Brian has a problem. Just watch what happens as he goes through the finish line. And we then talk to Brian at the finals.
Basically, on the final run that I made, my helmet actually flew off at 208 miles an hour, which was quite an experience.
What about the rider in the other way?
He luckily wasn't hit by the helmet. It did bounce by him, but luckily it didn't touch him.
What actually happened? Why did it go off?
Well, the only thing we can think of is that it was just brain fade on my part. I put the loop of material through the top part of the buckle, didn't put it through the bottom and just put it on the Velcro, and the Velcro can't hold that kind of speed. I think it's possible to get into the 220s. How you go much faster than that, I wouldn't know, but 220s I think are certainly attainable. I'm not running today because at that particular meeting we tried some different big end bearings in the bike, which did in fact fail, and the good quality ones that we needed didn't arrive until very late on Friday night, and there was just no time to put the bike together.
We asked Brian to take us through a run on the Imperial Wizard.
Well, before we even go to the line, we pre-warm the bike to make sure that everything is in order with just methanol. The extra little bit of heat in the motor helps it to burn the nitro, because nitro doesn't really want to burn. It's a very bad fuel. I pull around the water, back into the water, From the water, I will sit stationary while my crew goes forward, ready to come to me after the burnout. I'll give it about a third throttle in the burnout, never full throttle because that'll break it. And I go about 25 yards or so with that kind of power on, and then shut it off and come to a safe stop. From there I get pushed back, probably 2 bike lengths behind the actual start line. I'll line myself up as I want to be on the start line, pull into stage, and when the green light comes on, I'm gone. You have to use your body weight. The only thing that I can see that is anything like it is riding a sidecar outfit. You leave the bike where it is and move your body weight in the direction that you want it to go. That way it stays upright, which is very important with the width of tyre we use, because if you lean it, the tyre impact becomes very narrow, and you don't want that with that kind of horsepower.